What is up, you horror nerds? It is me, your host once again, Jeremiah Duncan. Welcome back to the channel. Today's review I got for you is an 80s classic film. Dare I say classic? I just mean it's in the 80s vibe, and I like it. If you haven't heard of it, you need to check it out. I'm talking about the 1981 release of Bloody Birthday. Yes, this came out in 1981, is rated R, runs for about an hour and 25 minutes. And if you haven't heard of this film, that's okay. We'll get you connected. This is an Arrow video release, so it's been digitally remastered and all that stuff. It looks great, especially for a flick from 81. But here's what it's about, in case you don't know. The Bad Seed meets Halloween in this deliciously twisted early 80s slasher thriller from director Ed Hunt, who did The Brain, and starring bona fide scream queen Lori Lethin, who was in Return to Horror High and the Prey. Debbie, Curtis, and Steven may look cute as buttons, but their angelic facade conceals a wicked, murderous bent. 10 years after three were all born during a solar eclipse, the Twisted Tots began a ghastly campaign of murder and bloody mayhem. Only babysitter Joyce and younger brother Timmy can stop these deadly little darlings before it's too late. Mixing the killer kid subgenre with elements of the then booming slice and dice movies, 1980s Bloody Birthday shocks and appalls with its scenes of young children shooting, strangling, and bludgeoning their way through the local population. They sure don't and can't make them like this anymore. So yes, it is pretty wild because the kids are the murderers and the kids are mean as hell, and the moral of the story is don't trust children. I mean, what can I say? It does feature Julie Brown, who was in Earth Girls Are Easy and Clueless, the movie as well as the TV series, which, by the way, random sidebar, but I loved Earth Girls Are Easy. I feel like it was always on Comedy Central back in the day, and I watched it I don't know how many times, but I enjoyed it. Great twisted story. I love the killer kid subgenre. I love the Bad Seed, and of course they reference that. I did a review of that movie. It's awesome. It just shows how mean kids can be and how they can almost get away with anything, especially if mommy and daddy thinks they're faultless. Such a fun 80s film. You've got to watch it. It's definitely worth the watch. With that being said, I will say, as opposed to a lot of the other 80s movies, there's not much gore in this. It's very surprising. They kind of leave it up to your imagination. But it works. It does great. I mean, it's still rated R because of the violence and the language and everything. So it does it. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. You need it in your collection. Shout out to Arrow because they typically do really good, and I like their movies, especially how great they look after the fact. Bloody Birthday. If you've seen it, comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, subscribe, hit the death bell for notifications.